There's a lot of talk out there about branding and personal branding. And I think sometimes we get these grandiose ideas about what it means to build a brand or build a personal brand. And it feels heavy and it feels weighty. And I want to dispel that some of that for you. I want you to approach personal branding as a way of building your business, of communicating with your clients, of communicating with potential clients and your audience in a very authentic, and I'll explain a little bit more about this word authentic in a minute, but in an authentic and aligned way that doesn't feel heavy. And we're going to talk about one point that most entrepreneurs and a lot of graphic designers get wrong. Hey there, I'm your host, Marta Gertson, and welcome to Doing Business Gently, a podcast for women who are ready to think and do business from a place of purpose and intention. If this sounds like you and you've wondered what it means to have a gentle and aligned business, you are in the right place. This is a place where we talk about life business integration, and we approach this idea by creating a life first business, one that is aligned to fit you, your values, priorities, personality, and the current season of life you're in. We also talk about how to find business clarity so that you're not constantly second guessing every decision you make in your business. We talk about how our faith and business can work together, and importantly, how we can all do this from a place and a habit of rest. So join me today as we take a look at four key components of building a personal brand for a gentle business. Before we dive into the main content here, I would like to define what personal branding is. And this is something I have mulled over for a long time and trying to understand what is my perspective on personal branding, because to me it aligns very much with a gentle business. It aligns very much with finding clarity and the clarity journey. So to me, a personal brand is a holistic approach that you use to share about you, your business, how you do things, your ideas, thoughts that you've had. And you do that intentionally and consistently and draw in the people that are the people that you can best help. And you do this through audio, you do this through video, you do this through graphics, you do this through words. It's a holistic approach. It's not just finding your favorite logo and your favorite font and running with it. That is not the approach that we're taking here. This is a very integrated, holistic approach to sharing about you and your business and connecting with the people that you want to serve. So there are four key components, I believe, in developing a personal brand for you and your business. And I always start with your identity, your core identity, because this enables you to show up in your business and for your clients as you and not a copy of someone else. And this is where this word authentic comes in, because as you are looking at your identity, we want you to show up as you. And what it means to be authentic, even though this is a cliche word that is used everywhere, it seems that it really has lost its meaning. But what it means is showing up as you, not a copy of someone else. And so even though I have this love-hate relationship with the word authentic, when you look at the definition, it absolutely has its place in a gentle business. When you consider how you're going to show up in your business authentically and having it an aligned identity that really does fit you and represent you, there's some things that you need to be asking. What drives you as an entrepreneur? Why did you start your business? And this goes back to the Simon Sinek book, Start with Why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. People connect with you and want to work with you because why you do it and knowing that you are a trusted source to help them solve a problem. When you're looking at your identity, you're also identifying who you are. What are your strengths, your talents? What's your personality? How do you show up in your business? When you understand who you are in your business, you show up confidently and you show up differently when you're showing up as you and not as what somebody else has said you should be. So your core identity is one of those primary pillars of understanding your brand, your personal brand, and also understanding you as the entrepreneur and your business. Here's a quick exercise. Write down 3 words that capture the essence of you in your business. If you could only use 3 words, what would those 3 words that would describe you in your business? Now, this is something that we could go very, very much in depth with. And this is something that I do in my business coaching. This is one of the first things I take my clients through in helping them understand who they are, because so many times we get buried under the clutter and the noise of all the freebies we've downloaded, the workshops that we've purchased, the YouTube videos we watch, the reels we've seen on social media. We get so lost in what others say that has worked for them and who they say you need to be in your business in order to have a successful business. We get buried underneath that. If this is something you would like to dive deeper in, if you would really like to understand your business in a deeper way, spend some time on your core identity. As a believer, I also believe our identity is connected with who we are in our faith, who God says we are. And that is a whole different other conversation. If that's something that you would like to hang out with me for a little bit and we talk about that, please reach out. There's links in the show notes below so that we can dive into this idea of who you are and who you are in your faith, who Christ says you are. Step 2 is understanding your audience identity. And this is, we do this because this helps you show up, know where to show up, and it gives you the information that you need to share about your business and connect with your audience. This is not about the super detailed avatar per se. You don't necessarily need to know where they went to school, what they buy at the grocery store. Do they have that proverbial 2.3 kids and a dog or a cat type of identity? This is understanding them where they are right now. Where are they stuck? And where would they like to go? And how can you get them from stuck to moving forward and solving that problem? Sometimes it's called understanding their pain points, but it really is understanding what are they struggling with? What is keeping them here and frustrating them? What is causing issues in their relationships, in their finances, in their businesses? What is keeping them from showing up as them in their life and their business? Think of it this way. If you are really wanting to know who your audience is, think about what wakes them up at 3 a.m. and leaves them wide awake and they can't go back to sleep. Or what leaves them feeling super stuck at 3 in the afternoon and they start Googling, how do I solve this? And then also understand the pain points are important, that journey that they are on where they're feeling stuck, but it's also very important to know what are their aspirations? What are they trying to get to? How are they going to feel when this problem is no longer keeping them stuck? Understanding the journey that they are on and how you can get them started on that journey or help them reach that destination. It gets you to the point where you're connecting with your audience in a you get me way, that you all of a sudden you go, oh, you are reading my mind. And if you know how your audience journeys through this problem and what they're trying to solve, this is an essential piece to your personal brand. This is an essential piece to your business and how you connect and how you solve problems. So for this step, a quick exercise is to ask yourself, what are the top things I know about my audience and who they are today when they are stuck in this problem? Then also, what are the 3 things that I know they're going to feel and what they're going to experience when they're no longer struggling with that problem? What is that going to allow them to do? Now, step 3 is, for lack of a better term, it's a connection identity. How do you naturally show up in your business, in your marketing? And this allows you to take this audience identity because you understand your audience, and now it's time to build into your brand the way you're going to connect and you're going to communicate with them. And we each have our own communication style. And again, this is another area along with identity. We get so caught up in what others say we should be doing. We get caught up in how they say we should be showing up on our marketing, that you need to be on all the platforms, or you need to just pick Instagram, or you need to pick just Pinterest, or you need to start a YouTube channel, that this expert says that's the only way you're going to succeed in business and get out there in front of your audience. And so when you know who you are as an entrepreneur, you understand your identity, you understand your audience and what's keeping them up and where are they searching for those answers. You're going to know, are they watching Instagram Reels? Are they showing up on YouTube? Are they showing up on Pinterest? And so when you learn that and you understand that, and then you can marry that with your natural way of showing up, you have a starting point. That way you're not having to show up immediately on every single platform that's out there. You can pick one or two that you know you could show up and be consistent at. I would much rather you start where you can show up naturally and that you will actually stick to it and develop a level of consistency. And as you learn and you start to evaluate, is this where my people are really showing up or is this not working for me? Then either you need to add on a new platform or maybe you need to switch your focus. But until you take the time to identify who you are, who your audience is, and what is your natural way of connecting with people, you're going to feel stuck and you're going to have fits and starts, and you're never going to get to the place where you are out there sharing your brand, sharing your business, sharing how you can solve problems. So how you connect with your audience is a key component. That's why this is number 3, because it is part of the progression of getting to the point where you understand how you want to show up for your clients, how you want to show up and connect with the people that you can serve, and get to know them. And the more you get to know them, the more you're going to understand about your audience. And then the more you know about your audience and understand them, the easier it is going to become to connect with them and use the words, use the visuals, use the tools and the platforms where they show up and get to know them even better. There is a cycle and they do work off of each other. Here's a quick exercise for step 3. What are 3 words your person, your best fit client uses today to describe the problem they're trying to solve? And it may be words, it may be phrases. And then on the flip side, what are 3 words that your best fit client uses to describe how they're going to feel after solving that problem? And take a look at those and understand that journey that they're on. And then ask yourself, where in my business, where in my marketing do I show up naturally? Audio, video, is it written? To help them get to the point where they're stuck, to those words that they're describing after that problem is solved. Take the time with this one. This one might take you a little bit of time to understand. But once you understand this and you understand how you can communicate, how you can help them get from problem to solution, that's helping you build a business and a strong personal brand. Now, step 4 is the part where I think a lot of people get this wrong. And I know this because I did this for many years in my web design business. And I hear a lot of graphic designers do this. I have people coming to me with a website that was built backwards because they start with the visual identity first. But this is the last step, not the first. Your visual identity, your visual personal brand are the logos, your fonts, your colors, your brand photos, the photos you share on social media. These are tools that should reflect, not lead your personal brand strategy. Your visuals play a supporting role and help tell a story. When I'm working with a web design client, we're talking about their business, their branding, their marketing goals, and what is the content that they need to include on their website. We are looking at this from a client journey perspective. And so we focus on the words. We want to make sure that we are talking to their best fit client and that my client's personality is showing up in the content, and they're taking their people on a journey to show them how they can help them solve the problem and get to the solution. Then we look at visuals. Then we look at what are the images that are needed on this website, because visuals support the content that's on the website. When you are ready to show up consistently and intentionally for your audience, you need to have these 4 pieces of your personal brand figured out. So as you are looking at this step 4, as you're wrapping up this journey into understanding what your personal brand is, take a look. How does your current brand and your brand style, your personal brand, show up in your current business? Does it align with your current business? This is very important because if you are showing up in a certain way and you have a certain personality that is more calm and you like the blues and the greens, but you're using primary colors, You are not in alignment, and your brand is not authentically representing you and your business. This is something that we need to do on a regular basis, because just as a business evolves, our brand is going to evolve. As you change, as you learn more about yourself, as you learn more about your clients, as you learn more about the problem your people face and how you help them solve it, your brand is going to evolve. But if you have a strong personal brand already, it will grow with you. It's going to evolve with you. It's going to go into the next iteration with you, because you have built a strong presence that people respond to. And as you refine, as you are growing, you're taking that audience along with you. So a personal brand, I believe, is essential to a gentle business in order to keep it something that is simple and sustainable and allows you to grow as an entrepreneur, and your business and your audience is not left behind. So just a quick recap here. Step 1, you need to understand your core identity. Step number 2, you need to understand your audience identity, not their demographics, but another word to call it is their psychographics. What are they thinking about? What is keeping them stuck, and where do they want to get to? Step number 3 is your connection identity. How do you want to connect with them verbally, visually? Do you want to show up on a video? Do you want to do a podcast? Do you want to focus more on written words? And then you also need to have a visual identity that supports your business and your brand, and is what supports it and not leads your strategy. If you would like help getting started on this, if you go, my brand is not working for me, I need to build a strong personal brand, I'd like to invite you to grab my business personality quiz. Years ago, this is 10, 15 years ago, I took a personality quiz that showed me immediately that my business style and the actions I was taking to build my business were not in alignment. I was trying to do something that was totally foreign to my personality and my style, that it really showed me that what I was doing was not helping me, it was hindering me. It was like an incredible weight had been lifted off my shoulders, and my business started to change. How I showed up in my business started to change. What I offered my clients started to change, because I was showing up as me in my business and not what others said I needed to be. This quiz was created for my audience of gentle business builders who feel confused about why their business feels so hard at times. So if you would like a jump start and understanding your business personality style, you can find this quiz at selastudios.co/quiz. Thanks for joining me today. In the next episode, we're going to take a look at the role of rest and self-care in a gentle business. I'm going to share with you about a few things I've been getting wrong about it, and so probably you have too. Together, let's keep learning to create a simple and sustainable business where we can do business gently.